everybody is wanting to move into. Plain path, though, leaning very heavily into the north.
I'm not so sure Miramar was fun for a lot of the players today. It was some pretty brutal circles there. Plain path, very, very north. We've had, as Poro has mentioned on the desk, a lot of northeastern circles that he would prefer not to have that. So maybe this time, again, we want the mountain.
We keep getting the southeastern circles.
Yes.
I don't care.
We don't care what Poro wants.
Sure,
all right, fair enough. All right.
Yeah. No, he's had his time.
Yeah, he's done. We're here now. I want the mountain. I want Georgia Pole. That is where I want. Zarky also acceptable.
I'm an easy man.
West, northwest, okay? How about that?
Yeah, I'm fine with anything, just not around Corey.
Yes. We're done with that part of the map. You know, relationship with Corey is ended. You know, Zarky, new best friend, right?
Hell yeah, always, dude. All right, P.O. going to go ahead and find himself a gun, and that's going to make Question Mark's life a question mark in and of itself. They do get the vehicles and head down the hillside, so looks like they do manage to at least break sight line, as P.O. is probably not going to be able to catch up to that one. Now the question comes in, where's Question Mark going to go?
Yeah, alternate drop spots have to come through here for Bagel Pod. And this was one when I looked at the drop spot map coming up for this, that this could be a point of interest, and indeed it's going to be Bagel Pot with the better drop, the better timing, and so they're able to find a gun and at least put some pressure down. P.O. is just, oh gosh, darn it, man. What have we done to ourselves?
I know.
Maybe it goes east?
Man, I cannot wait to get another quarry circle, right?
Look,
I'm so excited
if
for
it
quarry.
goes,
Let's go.
Look, if it goes like northeast towards Pachinki, then I'm fine. Like, you know what? Totally fine. As long as it doesn't go west.
See, it's not.
And I'm going to say that, and I'm just like sending the circle west.
No, see, we want it to go west, right? That's how it's going to go. Tongs, what did you got going? You going to finish this one out? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that. Finish off with the punches. You know, it's the sign of respect. Just.
Is it?
You know, it's like hugs, right? It's just very rapid hugs.
Hugs with your fists.
Yeah.
What?
Like that. Even goes over there and takes the vehicles. Like, yeah, your car's better than mine too. Adios.
It's like a hug from Elvira from Tiny Toons, man. Like just.
Boy, there's a reference.
There's a Boomer reference if I've ever come out with one.
So just to let everybody know, one of the reasons why, yes, we're making jokes about the circle itself is because that with the lean that we keep getting across 10 games, if we keep getting the same circles, it's not necessarily that I don't like the core area. It's not the fact that it's not interesting. It's one, that it becomes rote, and also means the fact that Burram, who lands here, gets an inadvertent benefit. So on top of the variance of getting different fights in different locations.
Do they, Matt?
yeah, okay, it is Burram out of all the teams that could get the benefit for it, but BBL knows what to do at this stage. They're like, this is the compound we want. We're going to go ahead and pick it up, and hey, it's going to work out. And now, again, this is what happens, Burram, whenever you run this split. I don't know how many more times we can say that today.
They're just dead set on doing something like this, and BBL has been on the better end of it most of the time when they've duked it out. So I will say that he clipped the window.
Oh man,
oh no,
that's harsh.
Not like that.
That of all the ways to lose a member whenever you're in the hunt for first.
That's a brutal one to start, no doubt. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully the Freaks can mentally recover. I want to point out, though, even though the circle is a little bit familiar to you and me, I will say that the plane path was not.
And this is
and
also
therefore
a much
it changes.
circle.
Yes, and it also changes a lot of the rotations and a lot of the teams that are rotating and when they're rotating. Bagel Pop, for example, teams like that, the Kwangdong Freaks are going to be much more north than usual. So there will be some differences in how it plays out.
You're ruining my memes right now. Okay, I'm trying to make sure
that's
that
what I'm here for. I'm just here to ruin
you and your stupid logic. ED might find himself in some trouble as he's gotten pretty close to the Sonics. That's kind of the moving factors that we've got. And Tropic also making a push into the north of Expendables. Not too much else happening other than the fact that I guess inadvertently we have to be slightly biased to FaZe because they did go Zarky. So good taste.
I'm happy to be biased for them. I think they're playing really solidly. I mean, normally 59 points at this stage, I'd be feeling like they have a pretty good shot. But just a few other teams have been really popping today. The Freaks, Wildcard, have had wonderful days. QM's had a pretty solid day. So, keeping things, again, really top heavy. FaZe on up right now is kind of where I'm looking for these last two games to be one of those four teams. Duck Jews with a great splay onto Luca Rux. And that is going to be a knock.
That is just the woes for EIQ continuing as I wouldn't be surprised. You know Duck Juice is going to try to go for this one.
Heck
If they
yeah.
try to go for this res, it's just going to add in another opportunity for it. This nade is inadvertently going to go the wrong direction. Not exactly. They're fishing with dynamite right now. He doesn't really know where everybody's moved to. Goes for the spray. Duck Juice picks up another one. Nailup's going to go down. And this is just getting, everybody on the Expendables is now like, okay, yeah, it's time. Let's just go ahead and come up here. Let's get these kills.
They need these points. I mean, they got to take this fight. They've already got 2 down. They have to full send it here. 777 not ready for Ivis's angle. Ivis immediately going to reposition off of that knock. They have to play a little bit safer. 2 down already, right behind that UAZ on the other side of this dip.
QBE isn't even here yet. He's trying in his vehicle. You can see him on the minimap now starting to arrive. On the Expendable side, sure, knocking down 777 is a big thing, but Duck Juice is kind of being the one that's vibing in these close-range fights at the time, so got to be careful with him. Still up, spray is going to come out from Smell, and I feel like they're smelling 4 points.
It looks that way. I'm kind of curious if anybody's going to try to third-party this. There's a brief window here right now while QBE is buying time, while 777 has not been rezzed, that maybe somebody could storm in here. I've seen this hill fought over occasionally. It looks like GX is content to just kind of poke at it from range.
Well, GX just like backfilled right where TE was just at, and they're like, hey, thanks for going up and going after that one.
They got the flush, though.
Yeah.
That's a point.
Now the real question comes in. QBE, is it just a committal, or what are you going to do here? As this has just turned into a very awkward situation for him.
This is now a little bit, the calculus is a little bit different for TE. This gets dangerous because they have no idea where QBE is. I mean, they're looking completely in the wrong direction. I mean, QBE might just find a free double here, and with Levies in the vehicle, he's not going to be able to respond.
Got to be careful with this creep up spray into one of them. Looks down, doesn't manage to take down Duck Juice just yet. Levis is going to come over the other angle, and that's going to be Duck Juice opening and finishing up this fight.
If QBE had found that second spray, it was a great first one on the Smell. If he had found the other one on the Duck Juice, he might have just wiped out the Expendables by himself in a 1v3, but just wasn't able to quite find that second spray. So decent attempt there by QBE. Again, totally fine with what the Expendables did here. They need these points. They got to fight for this, especially when they've got 2 knocks and they only have 1. Tycon, oh, this is a replay.
Wait, what is happening? I saw this happen in some form of the kill feed, but like, what?
No way, Hisaki. Oh, yes.
Oh, man, that is a shot.
Oh, no way. Okay, he didn't get another one. I thought he was going to find a second one there. That was some pretty nasty shooting.
Everest, you said you wanted some Everest fighting.
I
with
did,
all this going on. We should also point out that Wildcard is getting some high ground vision over here next to Cerberus. And
What? What is that grenade?
That bounce is just dirty.
No way. Come on, man. Salalzi. Just absolutely perfect with that distance.
That was a chain of some ridiculous plays all back to back.
It was a beautiful fight. I'm a little sad that I mean, we had a very important one going on with TE, of course, but that one was a display of some really impressive, different various ways of how you do damage, how you get kills in PUBG.
Oh, question mark, going to continue their pathing in, and really we're seeing a pretty, I guess, Pachinki-centered in the rotation right now. Nobody is really leaning into that Gatk area. We've got a cluster around Everest. We've got kind of a cluster around Pachinki itself. And then we've got down near Ferry Pier, the bridge, the hills. That's kind of where most teams are leaning into. A very firm avoidance of the West, I think, just because of the fact they're hoping the same thing we are.
It's the gambler's fallacy, right? Like it's gone west too many times. We're due for the East.
Yeah, that's the way it works, right? That's how math doesn't work.
It is absolutely not how math works. But you know what? Sometimes you just feel it in your bones, and you're right. Bagel Pop, no shocker here to anybody. They're going to come in from a late rotation on the edge.
Oh, cow! That was timed beautifully. Used the vehicle for cover and spins back over. Walks away with his car and a KP.
I will say, to Ty Lu's credit, they were laughing. They showed him on camera there, I believe, and they're all just laughing. They're like, we couldn't do it.
I mean, at this stage, these guys all know each other pretty well, and I mean, you got to keep the morale where it's at. I venture to say if you're not necessarily fighting for those top
knows they're playing tomorrow.
Yeah, if you're not necessarily fighting for those top spots, you kind of are just enjoying what you can enjoy.
Yeah. You got to go for the win tomorrow. Ming Ming trying to spray down FaZe. FaZe is a dangerous, important rotation for them. So far, the barrels for NHG Sports, which have typically been strong, not able to find much in the way of connections onto FaZe, who move right ahead of them down towards the eastern side of Pachinki on the edge of the field here.
No whammies.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
No whammies. Okay, it's not Corey-ish.
It's not the worst.
Fine. But this actually ends up, I think, worse because we have so much field.
It feels like a field finish, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of field in this, so this is gonna get mean in a different way.
Maybe get another fairy beer finish. Just absolutely gnarly.
Chopsticks, that's where we go.
Chopsticks, yes. I love chopstick finishes. Those are wonderful.
So a couple of rotations that are going to kind of be finishing this one out. You can see the phase is going to be coming in just south of Pachinki. To the north of them is going to be how New Happy is wrapping. They're going to be coming in right back behind Question Mark. Meanwhile, you can see the adventure continues out into the west for the Expendables. They're going to have Sonics take some shots at them, but they're out in this field right now and I guess are thinking about crashing the shack. Destructible Shack at this stage is not a good life.
No. But like we were saying, like, if it's going to go fields, right, like we were kind of hinting at, that it might has a very decent possibility to do. Sometimes those shacks actually are not too bad to at least get you into the late game, to at least give you some placement points. With TE already losing a player, you know, I'm doing a little dance here, shuffling my hands, kind of saying, well,
there's a lot of hand gestures you guys aren't seeing. It's just like, he's really trying to defend this. It's not that bad of an idea, but we'll have to see. New Happy is going to wrap the north. Looks like they might actually have a path to a compound that's right on the edge with Gatka proper, but I don't think that anybody really wants to be that close to the edge. All considered, what else do you do?
I like New Happy's potential, depending on where they go, because they're a team that likes to play edge. They like the third party. They like to put themselves in pivot positions, and I see some open ones on the western side. The hills to the west of Cerberus and Buriram in particular are wide open and will allow them to kind of harass teams from afar and be able to maybe set themselves up as the game goes on, not right away, but as the game goes on for some third parties that they really are keen to take, and I need to see them start getting aggressive.
Freaks in no rush to come into this circle, wrapping down into Primorsk. Reminder that they were all the way up there, just south of Zarki, so they are making sure to meander into this one as slow and steady as possible. Do get a reward of getting a compound right on the edge, but no information. They have no idea what's happening.
Do they take a boat?
I don't know. I was actually kind of curious about that myself. I got caught up in looking at shack life over here.
I was too busy with what was going on with like TE and all these other fights. Pegglebot, Pio looking down in towards TE, that shack. He's going to at least be able to, you know, potentially do damage to the vehicles, at the very worst, pop some tires, maybe even get a few TE players feeling a little bit.
I'm terrified of a vehicle rolling through here and somebody just getting sprayed apart and going like, well, I don't have any other choice, and just slams into it.
We already saw once this tournament where a stray vehicle killed somebody out the back of a shack. To end a game, by the way. That ended a game.
So, looking in, it's pretty much waiting for the blue zone to close up, as we do get some presents from heaven, but...
We get to see what it is before it even hits the ground, maybe? No!
No!
No observers!
Bye.
They baited us.
Yeah, all right. FaZe already hopping inside of a vehicle. This is one of their go-tos, and a very strong thing if you're playing edge, just go ahead and hop in the vehicle. You know that you're probably not going to get it right here on the edge. So right as soon as the circle pops, they can just gun it and get to exactly where they want to go.
All right, FaZe making that kind of pre-rotation here. This is a really important moment for them. Circle shift. Where does it want to go? And, well, yeah, Fields looking decently likely now as TE may get crashed upon here. FaZe driving right into their direction. Smokes out already for TE, kind of anticipating there might be some trouble.
There's a lot that's about to go down as we got FaZe that's going to be rolling in there. Overpeakers have already crashed into this area where we've got some of the Sonics hanging out at. They were running a 2-2 split, and there you go, running right into TE, but TE is somehow managing to keep this together. Diggory's on the outside. He's got to make a push into this, and this is just an absolute mess for FaZe. They do manage to pick it up, but he is running in. It is just him and Vex, and there are cars everywhere. Opposite side, you can see that Sonics have managed to reinforce themselves and are now starting to get control over this fight. Overpeakers are going to go down as well.
A hero play from Diggory for FaZe. He absolutely saves their lives in this game. Potentially their chances of getting into the grand finals. What a performance from him for FaZe.
Oh, and Shaq Fu continues down there as we're still going to get some shots coming in.
Shaq
a very rough area. Now, let's see.
Speaking of boomer references.
Dude, everybody knows about Shaq
Do
Fu.
they? Did everyone have a Super Nintendo in our chat?
I never even played that game. I just know the joke. Let's see. Looking in, I do want to point out that PO is actually outside the circle, while BGP is right next to GEX as well as BBL. And so while we can see the GX is right here, here's BGP, but PO is about, what, 600 meters back behind him,
Yeah.
all the way outside the circle.
So we've seen, like, I think it was yesterday, New Happy play from this position, right, where BGP is right now, where they're able to kind of pivot in and out of that dip. PO has to stay back to make sure no one's crashing behind it, to keep, that's kind of the vulnerable side right now. I say that, but BGP is kind of inching pretty far forward out of this dip. They're trying to take space, and GEX is doing a good job of not revealing their locations. They're prone, they're hidden. Greg Schott might have an opportunity to take Mill out. He's being disciplined with the trigger.
I think they're waiting for Adam to come up here right now because Adam's going to be coming up back behind this. So just waiting for full
But he's in a
reinforcements.
car. Got to be careful with the sound.
I think he's rolling in silent. That was just too good of an opportunity, but the opportunity still just wasn't good enough. Nade's now going to come out, and here they come in force. It's going to be Wildcard lined up right into this one. Vehicle's going to be bouncing, and it's also going to be Mill that's going to be landing down on his face. Wildcard's got advantage, trying to get some more. Ming, though, doesn't go down easy. Acelet's going to be looking at this one. Ming's looking up on the other angle for it now, trying to hold this one together. Greg Shot's got to throw it in, and now we've got Nico on the opposite side for it. Is the nade going to connect? And yes, it is going to be Ming that goes down.
Smash might have just saved Wildcard's lives. He shot Akeleft in the back with that Car 98. Unfortunate for Petrichor Road because it looked like Akeleft might have been able to transfer for a third kill there. Otherwise, now grenades are going to be used for Wildcard to buy some time to get these reses. Some explosions are rocking in and around, but looks like both teams might have the ability to kind of potentially stabilize. Although I say that, and I don't know if
doesn't want to let that
happen. Yeah, no, they shouldn't. This is what I'm talking about. These pivot positions for New Happy are so important.
Oh, and it's just going to be continued reign of death. New Happy finally finding some points in this one. Wildcard starting to realize this might not be working to our favor. Going to go ahead and come in here, try to pick up kills as they go. They might be able to regroup back into this one as Adam does get rezzed, and unfortunately, all the vehicles are near on gone, so we'll have to see how they want to rotate as Sonics are going to come in right back behind.
Yeah, Sonics might force a fight out on that western edge with a couple different teams. I mean, by the way, Wildcard going to owe Smash a beer after this one. That was a hell of a shot with the Car 98. Here we're going to watch phases roll up to this shack, and TE, again, they knew it was coming. There were smokes out. Great early spray from two of their players, but then it's Diggory, the last man standing for phase, rocking and rolling with this barrel. Just what a beautiful, beautiful little maneuver he makes off to the side. Great reaction to smell. Avoids death from that grenade.
That nade was so close.
Wow.
Well, guess what? Question Mark has an idea, and it looks like they're going to be rolling right next to the shack. See if their pathing is going to come through as phase prepping nades. They already know that there's an idea that somebody could be coming after their location. Nades are going to come out pre-prep, but the run is going to come past them. QM's going to jump out. Diggory does manage to drop one of them. Dante's going to go down. Hobbits does going to knock on the other side of it, but it's going to be Diggory yet again. Nade's going to connect, and there you go. Question Mark finds themselves a shack.
Yeah, last team to the party will often win these exposed positions. This time around, it could be QM. Win.
I feel like I just saw this in a variation.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. This isn't deja vu. There were two black cats that just walked by. We're fine here. Nikos, can you find anything out of this? Got to be so careful with that molly.
Yeah. This is just buying time. When you're throwing mollies outside, it's just like, please go away.
Yeah, please leave me alone.
Well, I mean, BBL is taking some shots into them. New Happy did leave this position, and Nikos is just trying to cling to life. Really, with BBL, the line that they have on this, Sonics can't move into this building too easy.
I think we're going to have a fight between Bagelpot and GEX here momentarily. Meanwhile, HS did get a knock onto Hikari for New Happy. He's the only one out in this hill. Trying to, or not in this hill, excuse me, in this shack, just trying to hold this down. He just steps out the door, catches Lash K with a stun in hand. EN just drives on by as New Happy is just pursuing him and taking him out.
They have some goals, and those goals are getting rid of the freaks right now. So Ian is going to roll up right next to Buraram. Luckily does manage to dodge them, but there's not too much more they can go to. Pio gets a drop onto Yan Lee, but Savior gets a knock back onto Pio.
They got to get back here and save Pio. I mean, I don't think he was expecting two to be on this edge, or at least in shooting distance of him. SSR angling in to try and save his fallen comrade. DG98 trying to do the same for Bagelpot. This is a super important fight for Bagelpot.
But look at where Ian ended up at. He snuck his way right into BBL's
Yeah, but
position.
BBL's all just trying to knock him out of there. All four members of BBL are running at him.
Yeah.
He's done, I would think.
Those smokes don't give it away at all. So, yeah. that is the end for the Freaks inside that game. So Megabot now looking into GEX, doing some good peeks around that one. That was good coming out from team. Now, what are we going to see the follow-ups? It's going to be DG98 opposite side. PO also going to be over here as well, so finish out that fight pretty clean. Now the Southeast belongs to BGP.
Huge win right here for BGP. It looks like they're going to be able to get the res onto Taming, able to stabilize. Found the res onto PO in the middle of that battle. GX just not really able to find their footing. It's difficult on that side of the hill for sure. Sonics want to try to punish. They go Pa. They're driving right in at it. Shots connecting into the backside.
Oh, Tickleton's vehicles! It slid on its side.
Oh no.
He's trying to run into this. The rough ground is causing so many problems. PO, though, trying to hold up the line against them. Tickleton, the rest of the team trying to run in. DG98 gets another one, but finally Sonics makes some type of retaliation into this one. DG98 steps up, goes for the spray. He's going to go down. It is just the last res member from them, and they're going to go out, and now Sonic's going to get eliminated as well.
Yeah, I mean, at least for Bago Pa, they're able to scoop up a few kills there. It looked like Bago Pa might just wipe Sonics out before they're able to find any footing inside of that forest. Not going to happen. QM probably is like, yo, we need to restock. Although I say that, Aduzi's got 6 frag grenades.
Look at him. They're coming in here is like, all right, where are people at? We can see all the cars. We can see everything. We heard the firefighting.
Look how many frags
but hey, look,
Aduzi has, though.
Burrum's at least going to provide the fight.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, in this case, Buriram's been very quiet in this game, so this hasn't been a typical, I suppose, Buriram game. Grenades aplenty, again, for QM. Edie, though, finds the knock onto Dante, so now it's a 3v3.
This could be a big game for QM, trying to secure themselves that fourth place position with TE already out and everybody above them already out. So now it's just going to be the nade battle between them over this hillside. It's going to be Hobbits that do manage to move away from it, but I do want to point out, guess what? BBL hears this firefight, and they want to join in too.
Everybody needs points, so everybody's thirsty to try and get everything they can. Some good grenades here from Buriram are doing some serious work, other than the one that hit themselves, but that's them's the break. Sometimes you get knocked with a grenade in hand and things happen. Groza for Hobbits this time. 3 kills already for Aduzi. Here's this battle with GEX. What in the world happened here?
Okay, there's a lot. Okay, we're looking at the replay, but I also want to point out while the BBL stepped out, CES servers decided to move into their compound in the exact same spot that we saw E-End at. New Happy is still just kind of chilling out there.
Yeah, I mean, New Happy might just win this game by proxy. They're just kind of watching everybody else fighting over the edge of the forest, of the Skinny Tree Forest. Now they're making a dive towards this new circle, trying to pre-rotate on it. BBL's already here and defending. They're going to crash right up next to him.
Yeah, I mean, they moved over here to try to take down Cerberus, and suddenly it's New Happy that just presents themselves as well. Code Marco is going to go down, but there's a lot of damage coming out on the side of BBL. They do step away, trying to make sure that they don't want to overpeak what's going to be going on the outside of this one. While this is happening, though, QM hears this firefight, and now they're approaching on the eastern side. When you've got the only compound, suddenly you are the most popular team in the lobby.
Yeah, no doubt about it. BBL fully inside of this warehouse, more or less. I think it was Smash on the outside. Not sure if he has any idea QM is coming. Now it's going to be NHE Sports' turn to start lobbing Somalis and trying to reduce the amount of playable space on the inside. What a spray from a doozy on a Smash as he jump crosses. Great shot there with the barrel.
And suddenly BBL finds themselves pretty sandwiched. They've got New Happy that's going to be the West. QM that's going to be coming back in behind this one as they have 2 members and about to have their third all lined up in this position. Buriram, the team that's actually choosing to not fight right now.
This is really important for QM to get a win out of this if they can. That would really solidify their spot into the grand finals. Phil first, launching nades into the door of the warehouse, but nobody home for BBL. HS just holding the line on the edge of the fence. Phil first, though, going to find the finish on to Smash. Finish what Aduzi started a moment ago, just seeing if anybody's holding the corners there with those sprays.
Slowed down by quite a bit. The pacing is leading over to question mark, getting control over these buildings. New Happy still content on the western side of these buildings, not wanting to move in. BBL just kind of trapped in the warehouse now as Buriram does have vision of what's happening here, taking in some shots, but not really committing into anything yet. Pretty content just to let them kill each other. Yeah,
no, with Buriram being the team with the least amount of players left alive, yeah, they got to go for it. And, a lot of knocks here for the side of Bago Pa in this entry, but it's QM with the angles into this fight. And, Sonic's just kind of spoiling the round there for Bago Pa. Down into 4th place, only 1 point ahead of TE. So for Bago Pa, dude, this last game, is a
I'm just
nail
going to point
biter.
out, okay,
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
We're looking at this. We're watching Sonics run into Begopah while getting shot by Question Mark.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, see, look, it's the Sonics running Begopah's game. Not Question Mark shooting them. I see your bias. I see it.
It is the truth. That's what happened.
It is. It got pretty chaotic over there. That is true.
Well, I mean, for Question Mark, they're allowed to play that position. Again, last one of that party, it's a decent pivot position to shoot from. You can see a lot of the circle from there. So no fault to them, but the Sonics, that's where they opted to try to make the play. And to be fair, there was a knock on a Begopah, right? So they were trying to go for a res. It makes perfect sense what the Sonics
Guys,
did.
He's not really biased. He loves all of these teams. I'm just picking
I love them all
equally.
equally. I'm not going to lie.
Can't pick a favorite child, right?
No, exactly. That is exactly correct. All right, Shrimsy's my favorite child.
He is pretty. I give it to you on that one. He's just really, really nice. Okay, Circle's going to leave everything behind, and Buriram in a very good mood right now, but the other three teams definitely not.
Yeah, it's likely that this could get pretty messy for a lot of these teams. I mean, maybe somebody comes out of it with, 3 up and they can put up a pretty good fight against Buriram. But Buriram is going to have full control over this. They should be able to, unless that happens, you cannot get knocked there. Absolutely got to play your life. And, he's going to lose his helmet for that.
He's not even in the circle there, so he still has to move forward.
It's not great. There's a lot of bad that just came out of that, and especially losing the helmet is really devastating for this late game. I don't know if there are any on the ground out there or what. Phil First up on top of the roof, going to be watching New Happy to see if he could spot out. Maybe just caught a glimpse of a helmet there, but so far New Happy doing a good job keeping themselves obscured from any sightlines.
Everybody just trying to get somewhat vertical so they can see something. With this New Happy just chilling where they're at, but it's going to be a doozy who comes out that outside window, gets a good spray to open this one up. Now we're going to see New Happy try to capitalize, or are they going to just chill, trying to maintain control over that position and want to take on whoever wins this fight? Question mark, while they did get the door open, what is going to follow? And it's not going to be a nade to get the knock or the flush, as this res is going to come out, and Blue Zone's coming in, so something's got to happen here. There you go. Question mark making a much stronger push.
1 HP, that level 3 gear there, doing so much work for Hobbits. Still a doozy being a thorn in the side of BBL, up and over through the warehouse windows. Hobbits going to start pushing this corner, and that's an easy flush for him with the Groza. New Happy, to their credit, trying to capitalize on some of these knocks with some frags that they had saved up for this moment, but not really able to find anything with their fishing. Blue going to force the issue here right now.
How many people in New Happy are still over here? They're moving in. That's a quick exchange between the two of them. Phil First now going to follow up on this one. BBL might find an opportunity to try to make some moves around in this one. Buriram still taking the shots as it's now time to go inside the warehouse itself. Quetpa's got himself a toy to play with, is going to take down Question Mark. So BBL does survive, but they now have to contend on the opposite side of this with Question Mark now going down. Nod's going to get some vision. Good spray to come into this one, but he's going to go down as well. So everybody just limping out into Canaxi's sightlines, and this is about to be the end.
Yeah, it's Quetpa with a Groza. Can he get the res? No, he cannot. Canaxi's doing a good job buying time here. Up and over with the barrel, switching scopes to try to get into that closer range. Nuadra on Overwatch, get some damage, and this should be about all over for Quetpa. He might have a little bit of an opportunity, though.
He's playing this one pretty slow. Nuadra is not going to have vision on this left side if that's the way he leans into it. So now just kind of listening in. He knows where one member is, so he's just got to be careful of Nuadra on the opposite side. Every single time he goes for a peek, if he gets tagged at all, that is going to be the go sign for Canaxi. So he's got to make sure he is prepped. Yep, I like this. Go ahead and start getting your meds in order because this is about to be a fight.
Yeah, this really is just going to rely on Nuadra to not get knocked here. As long as Nuadra just stays safe, he shouldn't really need to be peeking this too much. Just, let Canaxi play, do the damage that he can, and then follow up off of it.
Quetpa, this is going to be such a hard peek around, but Canaxi, I don't think that he has a helmet on right now. He doesn't know where he's looking, so he has to step away. Doesn't have the information yet. This is just a consistent peek around there. And these two teams are neck and neck with each other, so this is a vital fight for both of them.
No, absolutely. I mean, Buriram really needs to secure this win to give them any hope in that final game of finding one of those top 4 spots. But yeah, Nuadra playing this very, very nicely. This time getting the damage into Quetpa. Canaxi going to reposition off this. Might go for the finish.
Leaning into all the calm, and there you go. Canaxi just making the play, making the call, and that's going to secure Buriram with the win.
Yeah, really well played there at the end of that game for Buriram, but at the end of the day, is it going to be enough to have any hope of winning the next game with a high kill count and then getting into that top 4? Hard to say for sure. They've at least given themselves an opportunity. BBL with another huge game. You know, this has been a solid run for BBL. It seems like they're always kind of in it, but they haven't put up one of those huge games like we've seen from Wildcard, like we've seen from Bagel Pa, like we've seen from the Guangdong Freaks that really shot them up into one of those top 4 spots that, you know, everybody's looking at.
That last firefight, I think everybody knew that this wasn't necessarily going to be for the top 4, but it is sometimes just about the momentum. Winning the fights inside of this round will carry over to what's going to be coming, so everything that you can manage to collect will be so important, just like all of the fantasy points that I know our analyst desk is constantly accumulating.